Now at 10, we've got crews spread out across the metro on this first alert weather day.
They're focused on the second round of snow.
I'm tracking a band of heavier snow moving through the region now and then out overnight. I'll have the first alert on the frigid temperatures by morning and the impact on the morning drive.
I'm Jordan Burrell in the powerhouse Silverado. Tonight, I'm monitoring the roads during the latest wave of snow.
If you don't know how to drive on it, don't be out.
I'm Kimberly Donahue in South St. Louis as crews work overtime and school closings pile up.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be slick, so I'm dying to see how this is going to go.
Live from First Alert 4, this is a breaking weather alert.
We start tonight on this first alert weather day in the midst of a second round of snow. In the St. Louis metro, the Ford Skycam network is giving us a live look at Kings Highway and I-64. You can see things are quiet out there right now, and snow is coating the interstate and the grass. This is First Alert 4 at 10. I'm Morgan Harris.
And I'm Corey Stark, live outside of our building here in Maryland Heights with a snow-packed I-270 behind me. We're going to check back in with Morgan in just a moment. But First Alert 4 is monitoring the skies and the roads for you tonight. And the big question so many families have right now, will their kids have school tomorrow? We do have the latest closures scrolling at the bottom of your screen. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton, tracking this second wave of snowfall today. Steve?
And the snow will end overnight tonight, but of course there's some roads, especially rural roads and roads that don't get cleared quickly, that are still going to be a mess, and that'll be the reason for a lot of closures tomorrow because the snow will end. It's not done yet. See that thin blue line? That is a really intense band. It is small, so it won't be over one location for very long, but that thin, heavy band is a burst of snow that then coats areas that maybe were cleared and the interstates were looking good, and now all of a sudden they have a thin layer of snow right on top of it. That just passed through Waterloo, Belleville, and Highland, and it's moving east towards Oakville, Illinois right now. It's in New Athens. It has cleared St. Louis, but we still have snow falling. But Shiloh, Illinois here, there's a sidewalk that just got covered in a fresh coating of snow. You can see some of it coming down through the light there. There's another one, I-55 near Butler Hill Road, the snow coming down. I had noticed I-55, you could actually see the pavement just fine earlier. Then that heavy band came through, and now it's snow covered and snow packed. The good news is this is going to end overnight, so even Kings Highway Boulevard here in the Central West End on the Ford Skycam network, now covered again in snow, will get cleared. The crews are going to work really hard on it, but we're not done because of this heavy snow that still moves through. It stretches down to Farmington, where it's coming in right now. You haven't had a lot of snow in Farmington yet, but you're getting some from that heavy band, and it's intensified up around Vandalia, Illinois as well. All falling on cold ground. That's why this sticks and creates such a mess right away. Temperature 25 in St. Louis right now. But this is it. This is the back edge. That's going to move southeast and out. So the first alert weather day continues now, but will end overnight. So by the time you wake up, the heavy snow band will be gone to the east and out. No falling snow for the morning drive. However, still potential for some issues because of the cold temperatures and icy spots. Slush and maybe snow that's not cleared compacts, hardens, and creates icy spots, especially because of how cold it's going to get. 19 degrees for the low. But again, the snow will be done with by morning. Some Arctic air is not done with us. That continues this week. I'll detail that part of the first alert forecast coming up.
Steve, thank you. We're going to check back in with you in just a moment. But one of the biggest impacts we are seeing tonight is on the roads. Missouri State Highway Patrol says through 8 p.m. this evening, they have responded to more than 200 calls for service. That includes one fatal crash. St. Louis Metro Police says as of 7 p.m., they have not responded to any fatal accidents. Our Team 4 coverage continues tonight. Let's check in with our Jordan Burrell. She is in the powerhouse Silverado. Jordan, where are you and what are you seeing?
Corey, we're live here along 44. We're just getting off of 270, and I will say, as we were merging on, the ramp was a mess. It is completely covered with snow. I'm going to take you out to the roof where you can see the camera is a little bit foggy. The snow is coming down a little bit. We're approaching upon Kirkwood right now. I'm going to show you the front. The roads are covered, I would say partly covered right now. We don't see any plows, but really this is the biggest concern for a lot of the people that are headed to work in the morning. They say they're fearful that all of this snow will melt and could possibly prevent them from getting to work.
On our ride back from Chicago, it would normally take you 4.5 hours, 5 hours. It probably took us closer to 6. probably 7 hours.
Warren Benning says the early snow made the drive to Bridgeton nearly 3 hours longer.
It was really bad. The roads, if you don't know how to drive on it, don't be out. It's simple as that.
It took me an additional 2 hours on top of the 30 minutes normally it takes to get there.
Kurt Southard says on his way home from work Monday afternoon, he got caught in stop-and-go traffic. With the second wave of snow Monday night, Kurt says he is feeling uneasy about the morning commute.
Definitely worried about if I'm going to have to leave early or not.
He's worried the slush could turn into ice and cause even more delays. Drivers tell me, though, they saw MoDOT plows out hard at work and have this message for those watching at home.
I still wouldn't go out because it's going to ice up overnight. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk of crashing your car potentially. It's not safe.
Stay safe, stay warm, and make sure your car has fuel or diesel.
Now, with this additional band of snow this evening and temperatures below freezing tonight, MoDOT is warning people that if you must travel, you should use caution and take it slow. As you can see some of the cars doing in front of us, everyone has pretty much been going a pretty slow, decent speed. We're at about 35 miles per hour. But I do want to remind people at home who may be venturing out on their commutes in the morning that crews will continue to work overnight and into the morning. And MoDOT asks that you give their crews as much space as possible. But I will send it back to you, Corey and Morgan, in studio.
All right, Jordan, thank you. And it is not just the roads feeling the impact of this winter weather. The Ford Skycam network tonight giving us this live image of Lambert International Airport. According to FlightAware, more than 230 flights have been delayed today and 20-plus flights have been canceled. As we said, the question so many parents and kids are wondering tonight is what will school look like for them tomorrow? Our Kimberly Donahue joins us in South City, where crews are working late into the night amid this second wave of snowfall. Kim?
Corey, right now I'm at the St. Louis City Street Department where trucks have been loading up on salt to treat the roads. Street conditions are top of mind for many people I spoke to who tell me if they need to leave, they want to get to their destination safely.
This is how it started, just like this.
Nicole Dawson says Monday's weather reminded her of January's winter storm, where streets in her Shaw neighborhood were covered in ice for nearly 2 weeks.
Where it was horrible, we couldn't do anything. Couldn't go nowhere, nothing. Couldn't dump our trash, nothing.
Monday, snow-coated side streets from South to North St. Louis. A headache for Richard Rucker, who was visiting family in North City for the holidays.
This is the reason, probably one of the reasons why I left St. Louis, is to get away from the cold weather.
The city says the street department sent a crew of about 50 snowplows to clear the roads. By mid-evening, the city says the crew had been on the majority of arterials, secondaries, and hill routes at least once to plow. Catherine Giebert is a teacher in Belleville, Illinois. She navigated the winter conditions across the bi-state to get to and from work.
For the most part, the roads that I was on had already been traveled quite a bit. So they weren't as slick as I expected.
The weather also presenting challenges for parents of St. Louis public school students. The district, anticipating bus transportation issues, encouraged parents to pick up students if they could. An SLPS spokesperson told me there weren't any major bus issues to report, but with winter weather, there were anticipated delays.
I don't think it's safe for no one, honestly. No, I really don't.
That's why you're out walking, I imagine.
Yeah. Trying to see how bad it's going to get tonight for in the morning because he has to be on his bus at 6:17. So, and it's really cold at that time. So I'm trying to see now.
Hoping for the best possible outcome for the Tuesday morning commute.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be slick, so I'm dying to see how this is going to go.
The city says the current shift for the street crew is scheduled until midnight. That's when another group is scheduled to take over the salting and plowing. Reporting live in South St. Louis, Kimberly Donahue, First Alert 4.
Kim, thank you. While many families play the waiting game to see if school will be, in fact, in session for tomorrow, many districts in our area did do early dismissal today, but a lot of students still had trouble getting home, and that includes students in the Francis Howell School District, which shut schools early today. But due to poor road conditions, there was a 3-vehicle accident in front of Francis Howell North High School. This led some families in that district to ask today, why was school held in the first place?
I think that was a bad decision because now all these teenagers are trying to drive on this slippery, wet conditions, and it's not great. So they probably should have just let them stay home today and enjoy the snow.
All right, so we have reached out to the Francis House School District to see if the district is having class tomorrow. They tell us they will have a remote learning day, and schools in the district will not be open during the day. So that is a note for the Francis House School District. This round of snow adding to the growing list of challenges facing people trying to recover from the May 16th tornado. Today, our team heard from multiple people in North City, including a man currently in a tent in the Fountain Park neighborhood. He is waiting for a more permanent place to stay.
Snow collapsed my tent, and I had to get a friend to come across the street and put these bleach tarps up to keep me from getting soaking wet. Occasionally, I make a fire in the back. I have a little fire pit in the back, but I don't want to set my tent on fire.
Really important, the city has hundreds of emergency shelter beds available during these cold days. We have those details and where they are right now on the First Alert 4 News app. And our coverage of this winter weather is going to continue right now. Back in our studio with our Morgan Harris. Morgan?
All right, Corey, thank you. We'll see you back here in just a bit. Send us some of your photos as we share what this latest blast of winter weather looked like through your camera lens.
It's going to take us 40 minutes just to get to the airport. Look at this.
Frustration on the roads after an earlier than expected round of snow fell Monday. Ethan Somm sent First Alert 4 a photo of a crash on I-64 this afternoon, which caused major traffic delays. And while some sat bumper to bumper, other people opted to stay in, like Sweet JJ, who got a chance to play in the snow. A young First Alert 4 viewer didn't send us a snow photo, but they did send a direct message on Instagram asking if we think they will have school Tuesday.
Well, we'll have the answer to that question in the First Alert 4 News app and, of course, at the bottom of your screen. We're joined now by Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Steve, you're tracking the snow still coming in tonight.
Much lighter in St. Louis. The heavier band is now east-southeast of St. Louis, and all this snow is going to move out overnight tonight. Then we look ahead to some Arctic air, some cold, low temperatures down in the low teens eventually later this week. I've got the first alert on that coming up.
All bets are on in the Show Me State. Next, with sports betting now legal in Missouri, we're getting answers on how some of the funds could go towards your child's education. And making it easier to read one ride at a time. We're showcasing St. Louis County's newest bookmobile next.